I mean, the sales process is the sales process, right? That's never changed. But with the way technology is nowadays and the way that you have to sell, it's not just about showing features and benefits anymore, right? It's about providing value. Because, and when I mean providing value, I'm not talking about just price. Because if you're only talking about or selling based on price, you live and die based on price, right? And that's the issue that like car dealers had for so long, right? You know, they solely competed with each other on price, you know? So one person would come and shop at the dealership. What's the best price you can do for me here? Then they would go to another dealership. Well, what's the best price you can do for me here? Because this dealership that can do this price, right? And so you end up ultimately losing the sale or getting the sale solely based on price, because that's all that the salespeople would ever focus on, instead of actually moving away from price and talking about the value that they provide. And that's where sales has gone now, is it's a value-based, it needs to be a value-based proposition. And so many people forget that. They don't realize or recognize that when they're trying to sell it, they have to show value, right? I have to, for people to understand me, or for you guys to believe me, or to hire me, or to work with me, I have to provide you with value. And what I mean by value is that you need to know that by hiring me, by working with me, you're going to be better off in the end for it, right? You're not just getting something from me, right? I'm going to make your life better. I'm going to show you how to double, triple, you know, quadruple your business income or revenue. I'm going to show you how to ultimately build the life that you want to live. Because if I don't show you that value, what am I trying to ultimately sell you? Or what are you ultimately buying from me? Nothing. Because you don't know what there is to buy. And the problem is that so many people forget to provide or show where that value is, and then they ultimately sit there and they wonder why they didn't close the sale, or why their sales have dropped, or why they didn't get that sale, or whatever it might be. And ultimately it comes down to, you have to build credibility by providing and showing value. Without providing and showing value, you don't have anything, right? Let's take this place for instance, right? We're sitting out here for lunch, right? Well, why are we sitting here? Because there's a value to us to be sitting here outside in this weather, good backdrop for filming, whatever it is, right? There's value for us there. That's why we're not sitting somewhere else, or that's why we're not sitting inside, right? Value. You know, I go to a certain gym because that gym is providing me with a certain value for what I pay them, right? It's not just a place to go to work out. There's other things that are there for me. Or, you know, I have a certain phone service because it's providing me with value, right? For what I pay for it. Ultimately, yeah, price comes in as a factor, but it's so much less of a factor when you can build your proposition around the value that someone's going to get by buying from you, working with you, whatever it might be. And so many salespeople lose focus of that. And I think it's a lot of times because I don't think they understand what the sales process truly is. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. If I sat there and I could go to any place where there's salespeople and I could ask them to tell me what are the 6 steps to the sales process. And I guarantee you every single one of them would sit there and look at me with this blank stare in the face, like a deer in headlights, because they don't have a clue what the actual steps to the sales process are. Yet they live and die and eat and breathe based on what they're able to sell. So it's a classic example of people not investing in themselves, in their education, in understanding the process better, and in being the best that they possibly can be. And that's a problem because so many people are okay with mediocrity, right? And mediocrity, it's just another word for saying I give up and I'm okay with status quo. And those people I don't want to work with. I won't work with. I won't deal with. You know, if you're going to work with me, I expect you to dive in, invest 100% of yourself into into working with me, into the program, whatever it is. But I also expect that whether or not you work with me or not, because ultimately, don't you owe it to not only yourself, but the people around you to be the best version of yourself that you can be. But we live in a world where people are so accepting, I guess, of just being average. Why would you want to be average? We have one shot at this in this lifetime, right? We only live this life once, so why the fuck do you want to be average? Why wouldn't you want to be the best version of yourself that you could be? For you, for your family, for your kids, for everyone. And that's what frustrates me so much, and that's why ultimately I do what I do, is because I was never okay with that, with status quo. I was never okay with mediocrity. I was never okay with just saying, it is what it is, I give up. But I've dealt with so many people that are. And that needs to change. That's why I do what I do. That's why I fight so hard. That's why I'm so passionate about it. And that's why I will call people out every single day for it, because I know they can do so much more. But they just choose not to. And it's a choice, right? It's like I always say, you know, you have the choice of making your life better, and it's only you. And if you choose not to, shame on you. And if you choose to, that's awesome. I commend you 100%, whether or not it's with my help or not. But in everything that we do, you have to be showing value. There has to be value. Without value, you're not going to sell anything.